Hello again. Something a little bit different today. I think the other jobs have been a little bit different. I don't know which way I'm going with this, but I'm just sort of sticking stuff up anyway because I haven't got a house to live in at the moment. Well, I have, but I can't get into it. Long story. And I've got another 3 weeks before I can get in it, and then I've got 3 days in it, and then I can't get back in it again. So I can't touch the cars. So I went out on the bike last week and got a puncture, and I couldn't have got any further away from where I'm staying. So I had to get the girlfriend to come and pick me up in the van. Right, so I went over some rocks and just sliced the tyre, and it's got tyre goo in it, but it just, it couldn't save it because the gas was too big. So 3 blokes stopped. I was pushing the bike along. 3 blokes stopped on their bikes and asked me what the problem was, and I showed them, and they said they run like donuts inside the wheels, which helps prevent punctures. And I've had so many punctures. I know I'm a bit of a bigger than your average rider. There's a bit of weight on me, and I do go quite hard when I go over rocks and things. And there's a lot of weight, and it's all on the back wheel, and it's always a rear wheel, a puncture, and it's usually in the same place, the same area, which is a long way away from where I live. Not if you live in England, it's not. In Jersey, it's probably 7 miles away, but you couldn't get much further. I'm only 9 miles long. So what I used to do is carry inner tubes with me and gas inflators. So I used to do that, and then I ran out of inner tubes, and then I just sort of didn't have a puncture for a while, so I didn't bother taking any with me. And obviously, without the inner tubes, I've got a puncture. So what I've bought is, it's a new tyre, but it's a double D. Apparently that's twice the strength of a normal tyre, so that should be very strong. Because my tyres, I mean, these aren't cheap, and I'm not wearing them out. I'm just having to replace them because I keep breaking them and splitting them. So I bought that. I brought some Stan's tubeless sealant, and someone said Stan's is very good, but I'm trying out a new place called Merlin, and they seem very good, and they sell that. That's £22.50. Now, I bought the same size bottle locally, and it was £45. So just goes to show, doesn't it? Chain lube, which is always handy, and I like Motul because that's I've got that in the front of my car. And I bought 2 tubes because I've got a mullet set up on the bike. I've got a 27.5 inch and a 29 inch tyre, so I'll happily carry them around with me if it's going to save me getting a puncture. And a bell. Bells are brilliant. When you come up behind people, just a little ting, not an offensive bell ring, just a little ting, and people don't mind moving out of the way then. Friday, I do cycle in the evenings quite a bit, and Friday nights when people are drunk, when you have to go around the town, it's a nightmare. And this is the donut cush core. I've heard about them, I've never really seen them before. So I got this from a different place. This is from Grip Pedal, and you get a longer valve. Don't know why. I'm sure the one that's maybe that's why. Maybe because it pushes against the inside of this. Right. So this is specifically the right size for the wheel. It's a 27.5 inch wheel. Size 27.5. That's not going to focus, is it? Anyway, so you can go 2.1 inch to 2.6 inches. I think mine's 2.5. And it's 199 gram. And I spoke to someone who does mountain biking, and he said they're quite heavy. I mean, some people don't like putting the gunk in because they think the weight is a disadvantage. Well, I've got an e-bike, so it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. Bit of weight, there's plenty of weight on the bike anyway. 200 grams isn't going to make much difference. So apparently when you put these on, it makes it difficult putting the tyre on. So I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. And hopefully I won't get any more punctures, which would be nice. Oh yeah, the cost. The cush core came to £78.32, but there was £10 shipping, but then I didn't pay VAT on it either, but I did pay GST, so that'll be cheaper than you'll get it in England, I would have thought, but not by a lot. So yeah, that was money well spent if it prevents punctures. And from Merlin, it was £101.44 for that lot, which I thought was quite reasonable, seeing as the tyre was 50 quid, being as it's double D. So yeah, I presume that with that and that is going to be quite a bit heavier than just the standard normal Minion, but I'd rather sacrifice a bit of weight and not get punctures. I'm off to France soon, and I will be carrying a rucksack, but it's just a pain. When I go out with my mates, we go out cycling. If I get a puncture, I just say, off you go, carry on, don't ruin your ride because I've got a puncture. Right, let's get it stuck on the bike. Right, now what I did was I put a puncture repair kit. I got a patch, and the hole was over here somewhere, so I patched it from the inside, but I didn't have any more tyre goo to put into the rim, so I only had what was in the rim. There wasn't much left in there, so I pumped it up. It held air, but I went for a cycle and it started going down again, and yeah, well, that has been about a week. But I don't want to get this one working. I want it working and not puncturing. So it's not even that old, this tyre. I think I put it in about 3 months ago. Mind you, I've done quite a bit of mileage on it. Right, let's get the wheel off. Right, let's tie off the bike. I think what the problem, that's all the glue that was left in it. That's a patch. That's where I put the patch over the split, and I think that's actually sealed it all right. But I think what my problem was the old glue. I should have cleaned the wheel up really before I tried resealing it. It was all a bit of a rush because I knew I had the new tyre ordered, so I just thought I'd stick that on to keep me going. But I'll clean that out. I'll keep that as a spare. I think that'll be all right, and it's quite easy to clean that out. Water seems to get rid of it. I'll give the rim a clean out as well. Get all the goo off that and change the valve. Right, I've got instructions and stickers, and this is the valve, which I presume if the cush coil is pushing against the hole at the bottom, the air comes out the sides, whereas on the one I've just taken out, it's only got a hole at the bottom. Does that make sense? So basically it says to check the rim for damage and the tape, put the cush core over, put the tyre over the insert, put the valve on, put the bead on, drop the bead, must be put the bead on, the correct tyre on, and then put it on the rim. Alright, I might do the easy installation instructions just so I'm sure where I'm going. Right, I watched part of the video. It's very interesting, but I've run out of patience. So I thought I'd persevere. I've got the gist of it. You put the cush core onto the rim, then, funny enough, they were demonstrating the most difficult tyre to get on. Yeah, that's that one. So they were showing with that one to show that it couldn't get any more difficult than that. It's the hardest one you can get, so good choice. Yeah, so basically I've got to slip the tyre right the way over the cush core and the wheel, and then start putting one bead in at a time. It's easy enough. Well, when you watch it, it looks easy enough to do, so I'll give it a go. You're supposed to use a big dustbin to rest the rim on, but I haven't got one, so I'll have to improvise. That's half the tyre on. It wasn't, that was the easy half. They did say try and get the two X's to line up with the valve. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but it's not moving anywhere now, because I had to start off at the opposite side to the valve. So by the time I came around there, it walked a little bit. Now I better watch the next part of the instructions to see what I do next. Right, I didn't have a dustbin. I used a bucket, which seems to work all right. The secret is, once you start getting the tyre in, you have to like grab the tyre and roll the insert back up so you can flip the front in. And you get in as much as you can, and then you go around with your tyre lever and just push the bead all the way around so it goes into the lower part of the rim. And that way, the further round you get, the more you can get on. And you just use the tyre levers at the end. It seems to be going further away from the double X's now. Strange. So that's tyre on. Now, hopefully, it's just a case of inflating it. I might inflate it before I put the goo in because I had big problems getting it to seat before. So I'll try that. Right, that's it back on the bike. I inflated it and it popped on no problem. Probably the easiest I've seen a tyre pop on before. I just did it with the hand pump. Normally I have to get the compressor out. The problem I've got now is the tubeless sealant. I need to get a syringe or something to get it in the tube, but it's holding up. I know it's not going to hold up for long. I'll be surprised if it does. Cool stickers you get with it as well. So all in all, it's a bit more work than doing a normal tyre, tubeless tyre, but I don't know if I'd want to do it on the side of the road. And if you put a tube in, you're going to have to take the cush core out. Put it over your shoulder, I suppose. But yeah, I'm going to try and find a syringe or a tube or something so I can get that in. But I think that's it, job done. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. Well, that's been up for a couple of hours now, and it's still solid. But I managed to get hold of a syringe, so I'm going to let the air out and then take the valve out, pour the syringe in. It says about 115 millilitres for that size tyre, but I don't know if it'll be effective because it's got the foam in it now. So I'll put that much in anyway and see how it goes. That's it, back in the garage now. I took it for a spin just to move the gum all around the tyre. All looks good. I'll check it tomorrow morning, make sure it's still up. But yeah, it wasn't very hard to do. I'm pleased with the result. And maybe take it out the weekend and see how I get on. Thanks for watching.